Hey, everybody, welcome to Process Server and Messenger, another episode for you on a Monday. Just wanted to start the episode, like always, asking you to like, rate, review, subscribe to the program wherever you get your podcasts. And I'm on YouTube, I'm on X, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. I got my website, servect.net. Visit that if you ever want to have documents served. It's got my contact information on there. Just send me an email. I'll serve CT Corp for you. What else we got? We got the patreon.com/process server and messenger. That's coming along pretty well. I'm happy with the content we got up there. So yeah, it all goes a long way. We're growing. We got great numbers. We're doing good. Since we started this, I'm surprised at how well it's going. Everything's going great, and all your support helps. So with that, we're going to start the show. Last time I bragged about starting the show, how I'm getting good at it, and I messed it up. So we'll see. We'll see how it works this time. All right. I hope that was a little better. Last time I muted it because at some point I had the mic going and the intro going, which is a pre-recorded thing, and so I muted the mic because you could hear me breathing while I was playing. And then the last time I muted the audio, and I just bragged about how good a job I was doing with that lately. I'm also going to turn my mic up a little bit because I'm still not used to talking so much, and I kind of get towards the end. I lose steam. I'm still building up my my muscles to be able to talk for a half hour. Usually, I sit in the car for a half hour and I get out and I say, "Here's your documents," and then I go back into the car for a half hour. I don't say you've been served. I say, "Here's your documents for." I have documents for this person. Then it's a half hour into traffic and on to the next place. But we're getting there. It's a Monday episode, Process Server and Messenger. My name's Nick. I'm the host of the show. I'm a process server, small business owner, sometimes court messenger, and podcaster now, influencer. And we're on episode 17, I think this is. So we're moving along. Welcome to the show. It's a Monday show. I like to talk about updates from the court. I just like to read off kind of the stuff that they send out. The way I think about it is if the court spends the time to create these these updates, then someone should read them. I follow like the State Bar of California on X, and I've been liking and commenting on their stuff lately, and I'm like the only person. I assume the person running that account gets the notification and goes, "Really?" Most of their posts are nothing. Nobody interacts. It's like it's like an old school just news feed. But I've been commenting and liking it, so. So someone who's running that is going, who's this guy? Leaving comments on whatever. It says like, we updated our website, and I'll leave like the clapping emoji. So that's been going good. It's Halloween. I think you can notice that I have some sort of mist coming down from the screen. It's my humidifier for my plants. I got a couple of plants here. Let me show you. Why not? I got this guy. He's growing really well. I got a couple of these guys over here. This one's going really well. I'm really happy with this one. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Hello. I got another one of the same plant, but it's not doing well. It's right next to it. I'm not going to show you that one. It's not doing well. It's alive. It's fighting for its life. I've been using, I heard that red light works on plants. So I know this is stupid maybe, but I've been using, I've been just hitting them with the bike light. I got the bike light going, and I'm just pointing them at the plant to give them red light because I heard that helps. Red is like one of the wavelengths that helps them. I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe it's working. I got those going on all the time. It's Halloween, so if there's a red light in your room, no one's gonna really get too concerned about that. It's just part of the Halloween. I got these pumpkins. I didn't know where to put them. Happy Halloween. I got my pumpkins. I was gonna try to put them the window right here is the only place they could be, but I have nothing to hang them on, so they're in front of me on my desk, and they're going to stay right there. And happy Halloween, everybody. Halloween's on Friday, so that'll be fun. Love Halloween. Who doesn't like Halloween? Halloween's always a great, one of those great holidays to be a messenger because every law firm has a reception with candy out. And I used to, when I was a messenger downtown and I was picking up, I do pickups at some big law firms twice a day. I'd go in the late morning and then at night just to pick up whatever they had going on, stuff that would go back to our office and then get sent out with other messengers or process servers. So twice a day I'd be going to these big law firms, and I would eat all of their candy. I shamelessly would just take everything. And I would be there twice, and I could, because I was there twice a day, I could tell that it was like just me. It's okay, they don't care. I think I did them a favor because they buy the candy and then you put it out, and then what's worse, you buy the candy, you put it out, and no one takes it. So that's like really sad when that happens. So I would take it, and I felt like I was helping them feel better about. I bought candy and put it out, and someone's going to enjoy it. But if the bigger the law firm, that's when some of these bigger law firms, they have their pros and cons as being clients. But one of the pros is if you're picking up from them, they're going to have a giant bowl of candy out around this time of year, and I haven't been taking the candy lately. I went to a couple offices that had candy out. I didn't take it. I don't know. I'm not in a candy. If they had coffee or something I would really love like a espresso shot. I think I would take that. Like a espresso shot ready for you. There was one law firm that I would pick up. They were super fancy law firm. And they had a really, really sweet coffee bar, and they would let me get coffee from there all the time. It was great. But other than that, everyone, there's candy out, and sometimes I take it, but lately I haven't. I don't know why. It hasn't been, maybe you get older, your taste buds change a little, but back then I was eating everything. But anyways, back to Halloween. You noticed I got this mist coming down. It's a humidifier for the plants. But because it's Halloween, I thought it would add to the spookiness. So I'm keeping it in here. Usually I turn that thing off so I can film this. But we're keeping it in for Halloween. I think it looks a little spooky. And so we're gonna stick with the Halloween theme here and have that thing on and rocking. It's coming down right now. It's misty, it's spooky, it's Halloween time, and I think thematically I kind of like it. We'll see how it looks in the final cut. Sometimes you come up with ideas and then you do it and then you look at it and you go, I can't even get it. I'm stuck with that now. But anyways, that's why it's there. It's for those plants. I got the plants and they need more humidity, so I got that going, and I just decided to leave it on for Halloween. So that's that. On Mondays, I like to do updates from the court. I like to go onto their newsroom websites, and I like to go on their Twitter accounts and see what's up. And I think I had a fun idea today because I was following the State Bar of California, and they had a notice about someone getting, let me say this correctly, disbarred for misappropriation. And what's the other word they use all the time? Misconduct, turpitude. Yeah. Committing acts of moral turpitude. That's like the only time you'll ever see that word is when someone gets disbarred. So I said, hey, why don't we keep that up and we'll go through some of that. That's some juicy stuff. I don't want to like put anybody on blast, but it's kind of interesting. There was one guy who got disbarred because he had a federal conviction, and I looked it up, and I'm not a reporter. I don't want to just repeat things I see online and spread misinfo, but yeah, interesting. I guess you get disbarred. I need an attorney to like tell me what goes on with this, because I don't know how you get disbarred or what. But apparently, I think if you commit a felony, you can be disbarred. I don't know if that's the rule. Maybe I should look this up. But yeah, some juicy disbarment and probation stories. But for the newsroom first, this is from the California Superior Courts. They had an article about numbers show the benefits when children adopted by extended family members. So that was cool. It's a nice feel-good story about adoption and by extended family members and the benefits to that. Not a lot going on, though. There's a Supreme Court oral arguments on November 4th, and a commission to consider appellate court appointments. Yeah, not a whole lot. There's a legislative analysis office came out with a spending plan, judiciary and criminal justice. Yeah, I like reading those. I'll look at that. State High Court rejects bar's plan to cut sanctions, expunge discipline. Okay, yeah, let's look at that, because I was just getting into this. This is juicy. This is right up my... Oh, it's blocked, but... This whole disbarment, this is some juicy stuff. This is perfect for a Monday update. Let's look up the disbarred. So, Conrad Kirk Kunstler disbarred. Attorney is disbarred from practice of law. As a result, the attorney is ineligible to practice law in California. The bar points consumer alerts online, and the attorney is disbarred. Consumer alert. Ooh, it didn't say what he did. Man, see, this is where I got to do some research, and I don't trust my own research because I'm just Googling stuff. He was admitted to the bar in 2008, so it's been a while. Let's see if I can find anything on him. Oh, I don't see anything. Well, let's start with the ones I know, because I read one here. About an Edward Barry Reitkoff who was disbarred for felony conviction involving moral turpitude. See, this is where I need help. is it disbarred because he had a felony conviction, or is it felony conviction involving moral turpitude? So there seems like there's a catch. You can't just the felony conviction alone is enough, or not enough. But I Googled this guy and I saw something about how he got a federal charge for he had 150. I don't want to say it wrong. He had 130, more than 130 dogs, and living in his house. And I looked it up more. The guy seems like a pretty old guy. I don't even know if he's probably still working. Probably not. But yeah, he had a bunch of dogs that over 130 dogs in his house. Got a felony for that. Got something. And let me look this up. And I guess so they pled guilty to animal cruelty, and I hope I'm not getting this wrong. I don't want to smear anybody. This is just juicy stuff, I'm just looking into it. They animal cruelty, failure to take care of these animals. 140 dogs. That's a lot of dogs. I got one dog. But these are tiny dogs, I guess. But I wonder if that was the conviction that did it. I wonder if that's the moral turpitude, is that you put the animals in danger. Hey, I don't know. Guy likes dogs. But it seems like an old guy. So he's just, I can't imagine he's still working. He's disbarred. It's probably a shame thing, but, he's not taking any cases. I doubt it. I don't know. People work into an old age these days, so maybe he was still working. A lot of mouths to feed. 140 dogs. Man, I can't find the other one, but there was one other guy that got disbarred, and I looked into it, and that one was kind of interesting. He was taking... he was charging client. He was disbarred, and it seemed like part of it was he was offering a service that was a bad service, and he was charging them way too much. The service was essentially people who had been sentenced could. There was a new law that kind of, man, I'm going to butcher this because I can't find it, but I don't want to spend the whole time looking for it. It was something like a new law about sentencing guidelines. So if you committed a certain crime or a certain set of crimes or a crime that fits into a certain set, you could have been eligible for resentencing, or, you could petition the court and say, hey, this new rule says that I could ask you for a different, whatever it is, less years, probation, something. And this guy was offering his services to people who didn't qualify for that because their crimes were much worse than the type of crime that they were allowed to be reconsidered for. And so he still marketed his services towards, peoples and family who had a conviction and they were in jail and they wanted to petition the court to have it resentenced, or through these new guidelines, and they would always they would fail because the crimes they committed were clearly not in that set. So the guy was basically selling them a service that he knew wasn't going to work, and kind of stringing these people along. And these are families and people who are in jail for pretty bad crimes, but these people have families and they care about them and they want them to have the best possible outcome, and so they would hire him to get a better sentence for their family member, and they just basically had no chance. It was just a whole I'm sure he told them that he tried or he would try, and then he would fail, and it would be oops, okay, bye, thanks for hiring me, good try. And he knew that these people, the crimes that they committed didn't fall within the the rule that he was trying to reference, and charged him a lot of money, $10,000, $20,000. Just a lot of money for somebody for something that is not going to work. And so that guy got disbarred for that. And I want to look it up. I think it was a guy somewhere in LA or in the LA area. But I don't want to spend too much time just kind of scrolling X looking for it. Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think this is it. Oh man, yeah. Some of these are pretty juicy. Yeah, Aaron Sprolin, disbarred, offered false hope to inmates' families, agrees to disbarment. This guy had an office on Olympic in Los Angeles, so. West Side lawyer used the promise of criminal justice reform to sign up thousands of clients. Agreed to being disbarred for misleading prisoners' families. Yeah, that was earlier this year. He got disbarred. He had a clean record up until this sort of situation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so trying to help families who had people in custody, and trying to get them a different sentence, and charging them. Yeah, one of this families paid $14,700 to seek the release through state's new law, but he didn't tell them that their crime didn't fit, and that, yeah, basically just charged them, got nothing out of it, and that's $14,000. That's almost $15,000, and he had looks like a bunch of those. Man, yikes! Sometimes I wonder about the quality of my service, and then I try to maintain high standards, and I worry, how can I be better to my clients who hire me and treat me well and give me the opportunity to provide a service for them. And I want to make sure I'm up to standard. And then you see people like this. Oh my gosh, how do you compete? What kind of market is this? I'm glad that he's not doing this anymore. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So that guy's disbarred. So those are my two disbarred lawyer stories. I'm going to have to look up more. I'm going to become a investigative journalist, an investigative podcaster. Man, that stinks. That's a lot of money. These people, they don't just have that lying around. They're doing it because their loved one they're being told that their loved one has an opportunity, and they really don't. Yikes. Maybe that's what moral turpitude is. Well, that guy's disbarred, and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So I'm gonna be looking for more of those disbarred lawyer stories, because it's it's hard to believe that people actually do stuff like that. I couldn't imagine. This is really like truly. I don't think I would be able to sleep at night. I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night if I was if that was my business model, was like truly just a I don't want to a con, just truly I'm lying to people and truly just basically robbing them. I don't think I'd be able to sleep. Okay, sometimes you try your best to do a job and it doesn't go well, and you're trying to offer your clients a service, but that's extreme. That's unfortunate. Well, he's disbarred now. So I'm gonna look up a couple more of those because I thought some of those stories were pretty interesting, and there's a whole list of them. I don't want to just read them off because I don't know, without knowing or even trying to get into the background of it. I don't want to say something about somebody that I don't want to get it wrong. But those two I looked up, and it was pretty interesting stuff. I thought the hoarding dog house is, it happens. I don't know. It's not me. I don't hoard stuff. I don't have dogs like that, but I think it's more common than people think. I think a lot of people do it more so than you would realize. Could be your neighbor. But in that case, it seems like there was an extreme. I don't even know. I guess it was moral turpitude, and he had a conviction of animal cruelty or whatever it was. I don't want to get that wrong, but he seems like an older guy. I don't know if that guy is even working anymore. He might not even mind. Those poor dogs. I got a dog. I couldn't imagine. 140. That's a lot. And I think that's that for the news. That's it for the Monday news update. What's going on with the serving people on my end? What's happening in the streets? What's going on? Nothing. Just serving people. Doing a lot of diligence. Still a lot of UDs. Still got a lot of UDs. Still got a lot of unlawful detainers. I do have to go back out tonight and keep working and trying to serve people. I was really busy this weekend, and I tried to do most of my work on the weekend so that I could be able to record this on a Monday, because sometimes it's Monday and I'm out working, and like Friday, I didn't have a podcast up on Friday, and I just got slammed with work. So unfortunately didn't make it to the Friday episode. I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying my best. It's all about consistency, and I messed up. I didn't record a Friday episode, but, we're getting back on it. It's Monday. We're back in action. And we'll be back on Friday as well. I have been serving a lot of people, though, so let's see. Do I have any interesting stories? Did anybody do anything crazy? No. Been to a couple nice residences, though, on Wilshire. Some apartment homes. Why did I say that? Some apartments. Really nice places. Really, they have door people, valets. Nothing too interesting though. Just a lot of. I served a weird guy on Friday. Actually, he was a weirdo. I'm not the most social guy, but some people are even less social than me. And then I'm like, dang. I had to serve this guy, and he knew it was coming, and he knew I was coming, and not in like a he was expecting it type of way, in it that we had scheduled it type of way. Like he knew the minute I was going to be there, and he barely made eye contact with me and didn't say a word, and it was just so funny. It was funny. I hate serving places like that where it's an office, but the office is like there's no reception, and the office is like empty, and I feel like I'm like it's like echoes. It's like so empty. There's nobody working there, and I'm just going, hello, 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 hello. And I had to call the guy, and he finally came out from the back of the office and just didn't say anything. Just came to me and took the documents, went back to the office, just walked down the hall and kept going. And I was like, they did not have any candy out at their front desk either. So I did not appreciate that. I already knew I was not in a good place. I opened the door and there's no reception, no candy. I knew right away what I was dealing with. I guess it's just a weird thing. That guy's friendly enough to schedule being served and friendly enough to kind of make it work out for me in an easier way, not to make me chase after him and try to avoid it, but just know it's coming and say, okay, here's the time I'm going to be there and to work it out in that manner. So in that sense, it was nice, but the interpersonal, I'm not interpersonal. And then someone else is even more not interpersonal. And I go, dang, is that what I look like? All right. The next Friday episode is going to be Halloween. I don't know if I'm going to dress up. I don't know if I have a costume to put on. I want to. I'm going to have a couple days to think about it, but I do like to wear a costume, and it's been a while. I have the kids now, so usually my costume is like not even really a costume. I think I wore like tan cargo pants and a short sleeve white button up shirt one year, and I was like a archaeologist or whatever. But essentially I was just wearing pants and a shirt. So I've been doing the lazy guy costume the last couple of years, but I do like a costume. I do like wearing a costume. I don't think I have any ready. My sons have their costumes ready. So they're going to be doing Halloween at school. We're going to be trick or treating. I'm going to be recording a podcast, and I guess I got a couple days. I should think of something. I should put something on. I'm very ambitious with my costume ideas, though. I've been into a lot of Lord of the Rings lately, a lot of Tolkien. So maybe I would love to go as a wizard. But I don't have the gear for that. The beard and the hat and it's a cozy outfit too. Going as a wizard, going as Istari, that's got to be comfortable. You're just wearing robes and a big hat. And the fake beard might get itchy. I don't really grow beards. I don't do beards like that. I don't even know if I could. I could do like a goatee, but I don't know what that looks like after a while. I used to wear a little bit more facial hair, but never like a full beard. Oh, maybe like a little bit of a beard for like a year or something, but I'm back to no beard. So I'd have to put on a wizard beard, and that kind of feels, I don't know about that, but I don't know if maybe I could be a wizard without a beard. I don't know if they need the beard. I know they're trying to appear like old men. That's part of the whole look, but just some robes and a cool hat I think would do. Anyways, I got to work. I got some work to do for before Friday. If I want to get a good costume. So we'll see you on. Oops, let's see what I got. I hope you're not picking that up. I got a phone call. So much spam. I know this number. This is spam. This is one of those business listing calls. I get about 40 of them a day. But yeah, back to Halloween. I got to figure out my costume. And in the meantime, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, review, rate, subscribe. Don't forget to interact with the content. I'm on Instagram, X. I'm on Patreon. I could use a couple more members on Patreon, guys. Patreon is where it's at. That's what I'm really trying to grow here. I have some very, the content on there is very, I don't know, independent. I'm putting out a lot of independent artist type content there. But yeah, patreon.com/process server messenger. Check it out. Subscribe, like, rate, review, and happy Halloween. All right, everybody. I'll catch you Friday. Bye.